You know what? I did it again. Forgot the title. I put the summaries from my notes into the title, and I forget to copy and paste the title. Okay, so just quick rundown of the last session. Amazing. I think we had some really cool learnings in there, and one of them was completely in real time. It's like, yo, this is my favorite thing that I have yet to hear from you. So I would love to go over that with you as well. First thing is borrowing belief from the future. Now, the idea of this is looking at past experiences where you have won, you have made the change, you've done the thing, and using that experience, that persistence, the belief, the etc., that ability, the competence, and shoving it to your new area that you're working on, right? This is where I think so many of us think we're starting from zero, and it's this difficult battle, go zero to one. But in reality, if we allow ourselves these ladder thoughts, like climbing a ladder, like one rung over or two rungs over, it's like we've done this or something similar enough to this, a cousin of this in the past. And if we made this change in the past, then what's to stop us from making this change? This is kind of the a similar thing to borrowing persistence, or think about like playing a video game, right? A certain level, super, super hard. Oh my God, I'm never going to beat this, but you keep playing. Like, I am going to beat this, even though you say you never are. You keep playing, you get better, you get further along. Oh my God, I beat the level. Okay, awesome. You continued through, you got there. A couple weeks go by, you go back to that same level, easy as pie. Same thing with like learning a language or whatever. Super hard. You're trying to think of every word, how to conjugate, what's the phrase. And then a year later, it's fluid. It's part of you. It's ingrained. It's easy. In the same way, if we take the confidence that was earned, that is based in the competence that you now have, and borrow that belief and shove it to the moment when you're training, when you're practicing, when you're creating this new ability, the belief that you can, but that not only that you can, but that you will, that it will be, is very, very helpful, or it can be in certain scenarios. Now, it's not being delusional and not baseless confidence. It's just based in a cousin competence. It's like, I've done this before, or I'm going to do this. It's like the future. And again, here too, it's behavior versus intention. Your competency can't be too far from your confidence, because then there's no connection, there's no pull. But if the behavior or competence is close enough to the intention or the confidence, then you can kind of drag it along as it connects, right? It's like you're like pulling it. It's like, come on. But if the rope is too long, whatever it is, it's actually not going to come through. So that's one. The second one is, I want to say, yeah, okay. You are the coach of yourself. I'm of the belief that we have multiple selves inside of us. And the way this is coming out was the client is basically, he's been doing the gym at night, even though originally we wanted to try in the morning, moved it to night because that was going to be more likely. And he's been doing it great. Awesome. But it's been at the expense of a higher priority, which in this case was sleep. So what we decided to do was move the working out, the gym habit, into the morning so we can get all the morning light, do all those good things, and then get better sleep, right? So in the short term, it's going to feel like not enough sleep and he's prioritizing the gym. But in reality, in the long term, this is for the sleep, right? And the difference here is that we're not taking on two fronts going 0 to 1, 0 to 1. It's now the gym habit itself, using the cue, the action itself, going to the gym, and the reinforcement while at the gym. This sequence is established, albeit not from the evening, but in the morning, even though it's the same cue and stuff like that. So that's beautiful. All we're doing here is transplanting the habit, which is a lot easier. So he's not going from 0 to 1 in that area anymore. Now the only 0 to 1-ness is the waking up early, is the morning time. I was like, so look, what if we find the version of you of that moment of going to the gym in the evening and just move it to the morning? Like the same self-talk, the same difficulty of going from 0 to 1 at that time, making that gym habit, just putting that in the morning, right? It's like splicing yourself and like, oh, hey, this version of me has already done this thing. Let's have him, in this case, be the coach of this version of me who hasn't quite done it yet, right? And and I told him, I was like, to be fair, this is real time. So like take this, leave this, whatever. And he was like, this is my favorite thing you have said so far. This really resonated. And it did with me too. So that's pretty cool. So hopefully in your life, whoever ends up watching this, it's like, where is a version of you waiting to coach another version of you? This is very similar to, I'm going to forget his name, Alter Ego Effect author Todd Herman, maybe, where he talked about moments of impact. Like, where have you already mastered your moment of impact in one area that you can borrow that skill set and just like, here's an area I'm working on, and here's the necessary perseverance, belief, confidence, whatever ingredients that are going to be required for this that I can borrow and shove here, right? So it's leveraging, splicing yourself up into different versions, and then leveraging certain versions for other areas that might be problem areas. And the last mindset that we went over that was awesome is actually from one of my best friends and I. It's quite similar to dichotomous beliefs, where it's like both and instead of either or. So it's, I'm the best. I'm the fucking best. But like, so are they. Or it doesn't even matter if you're the top one at anything in the world. It's more evoking of a feeling. I'm the fucking best. Like, you have that mentality, you are going to perform way better. That's what, whenever I see a boxer or a fighter or something like that who has just absurd, it seems like delusional self-confidence, I'm like, oh, that gives them a much better chance. It's just, you both believe it fully, but then you also, part of you is like, no, I get that I'm just using this as a tool, not fully believing it. And that's where it's like managing the dichotomy, managing the paradox. Is this it doesn't have to be full capital T truth. Again, more and more, I'm coming to the realization that when things are on a continuum, which seem to have mutually exclusive and opposite ends, it's like, I'm not only a point on the continuum somewhere, but I'm also a wave moving throughout as I experience life. What situation is going to call for what belief set in that moment, right? Moment to moment. And I don't think this is a lack of identity. I think it's at least in my case, a maturing of identity where it's like, I don't need to be as fixed on certain things. I'm okay being a little bit more fluid on things. And this I am the best mindset is just another one of those cognitive lifts that can help us. Or maybe it's a cognitive stretch is a better way to put it. Think about like flexibility. You can be the best, and it doesn't matter who's better than you at that thing. You are still the best. Using that when you're feeling down or really trying to pump yourself up or whatever it is, that can be a beautiful hack for you to give it your all, give it your best, put your best foot forward. That's all we're trying to do, right? Okay, cool.